say for the fact that if you're out there trying to organize and collect with a group, that I don't even think just the media. I mean, you look at many people who've self-ID'd as being part of that group or part of that ideology.
Bro, I don't think you got an argument here, man. This sounds like complete bullshit.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and if you tuned in last night to Timcast IRL, you were treated to a rare moment, I think, where Tim legitimately held someone's feet to the flames. In this case, it was the CEO of GETTR, which has been this weird, AstroTurf campaign that everyone has to get on GETTR, and it's going to be amazing, and it's totally free speech. And look, I support all alt techs for the most part. I mean, I'm already on Gab, GETTR, Minds, BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, probably others. So I always give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and I want to, be in good faith, because the ultimate goal here is to reduce the market power of places like Twitter and even YouTube, even though I'm also there too. You have to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk. And so it's like, I'm not going to run and tell everyone to get off GETTR or to abandon it. But what I do want to tell people is the what you need to know about it, like the actual story here, because this did not go well. And also, by the way, I'm not going to give Gab like a huge victory lap, because something was bizarre. And I don't know if we know this, but why did they not get it? Like the Gab CEO, Andrew Torba, said here, breaking, Andrew Torba, CEO of Gab, will appear live on Timcast tomorrow, a must-watch event. Never went. Never showed up. Why didn't you go? I'll put that. Because I'm curious if he didn't want to appear on the same stream with Jason Miller, what the situation was, but it doesn't appear that he went. So I'm not exactly going to say, oh, because, GETTR got owned, make sure that you get on Gab. But still, I think technologically, Gab is the best long-term solution. But, who knows? A new one might pop up tomorrow. Anyway, GETTR has been kind of embroiled in several bizarre controversies because they called themselves a free speech network. Never should have done that. Look, if you have a bunch of money out there, okay, and you want to survive in alt tech, maybe consider calling your boy, call Sticks, or call me, because I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what you really need to be offering people so you don't set yourself up. This is such an unforced error last night that it's mind-boggling. You literally can't call your platform a free speech platform. Free speech, quite frankly, does not exist in the online space. Not as an absolute. There's too many fingers in the pie, so to speak, that prevent it. Whether it's your payment processors, whether it's advertisers, whether it's your internet service provider. Heck, we've seen GoDaddy remove people's domain names because of political reasons, all right? So I don't want to hear it. The reality is, Gab is the closest you're going to get because he's got his own technology, his own servers. But whoever owns Gab, the Gab.com, they might remove it. Maybe their internet service provider might get involved. So you just can't let anything fly. You can get pretty dang close, though, and I don't think the market of people out there are desperate to be able to spam the N-word. The market of people just want to support somebody who isn't a big tech oligarch. The market of people just want the rules evenly enforced. Obviously, there's been long this discussion about how Twitter doesn't enforce their rules equally, how their verification system is biased, and how they shadow ban people. Just fix those three things, and that's all you have to do. Fix those 3 things, have a functional app, and win. Like, you're not going to take down Twitter, but you can take a couple million of their users. Remember, only 25% of even Americans are on Twitter, and less than 5% of them are even active. We're not talking about a huge group of people. So if you can offer something for even a small group, you can be self-sustaining. Then you get Ebony Bowden, who is your communications director, fighting with users about their fighting with users. This is almost too hilarious to like say. So Ebony Bowden, who's a bigwig at GETTR, is arguing with John Miller about why he was banned on GETTR on Twitter. Like, that's not a good look. It's not a good look for Ebony Bowden to be, she wasn't even tagged in this tweet. And then she calls him a liar. You did use our platform and you included the N-word in your profile, a clear violation of our terms of service. And you know what happens because you've called yourself a free speech network? People are going to say, whoa, what about free speech? By the way, from what I understand, John Miller is a melanin-enabled human. So it's a little different. But this is what happens. And then guess what? I guess I was too critical of them for suspending others. The, quote, free speech frauds at GETTR have suspended me for no reason. I didn't even get to use it. I had no posts. Guess I was too critical of them for suspending others. And they've suspended other people, too. And what are you doing, Ebony? You know, oh, my God. All right. If I have any, like, recluse, you know, super wealthy individuals in my viewership, I think we can do this. Like, it's really not that complicated. You know what would happen if I was running this, if I was running GETTR? Ebony would be fired immediately. Immediately. Because now I get to make this video and 100,000 plus people are going to see that you have some high-level executive arguing with users that you've banned. It's cringe and dumb and you know, then obviously you saw how they courted Joe Rogan, and then Joe Rogan pointed out the whole follower thing. Why would you ever display total followers? Here's why. Okay? They wanted to lie about their reach. That's why. I don't care what they tell you. They wanted to make GETTR seem much bigger than it really was. I have 50,000 followers on GETTR, and I get good interaction. Here's 152 likes on that one, 155, you know, regularly 170, 250, 350. So, I mean, people are using it. You had no reason to lie. And then you came out and said, well, it's because it's total reach. No. Do you think we're stupid? So, I mean, they've had several, you know, bizarre things that I don't like. Yes, I'm no fan of Andrew Torba's on certain positions, but I don't care. This dude, Jason Miller, could be the slimiest slime ball on the planet. He could be into watching, you know, the cartoon. He could be, I don't know. I don't care. As long as his platform works and they enforce the rules evenly, that's all he needed to do. And they couldn't do it. Last night on Timcast, Tim cornered him on several issues in terms of, by the way, Gab, why don't you let, you know, there's a lot of times Gab tweets things and then they don't let people reply. I don't understand why they do that. But again, Torba, he spends more time on Gab than he does on Twitter than he does Gab some days. Anyway, don't care. You know why? Because here's my Gab account, and I bet you I had a nice little follower surge, maybe 100, 200 new followers last night. There's at least 100. So it grows slow, but people who use Gab use it. 60 likes, 8 comments, 13 reposts, 54 likes. So like I have what? 1/25 of the following on Gab as I do on GETTR, and I only have 50% drop in interaction. So people who use Gab use it. It works. They verified me. Their technology works. They're crowdfunded. There's a lot to like about it. Anyway, I'm not shilling for Gab, but I just want people to understand that, like, I guess I am a little bit, but what I'm saying is this is the best technological option we have. Yes, you have to download an APK to get it on your phone. It's never going to be in the App Store. It's never going to be whatever. But you know what? yes, most boomers can't figure out how to download an APK, but I mean, I'm almost 40 and I had no problem doing it. Do you think kids who are in their 20s now would have any problem doing that? Of course not. So it isn't necessarily I don't want billions of users on Gab either. I don't want, I want people having a little barrier to entry isn't necessarily a bad thing. But here is a clip, and it's actually much longer on the Timcast show. When you can watch it, it's near the end. He's asking about a particular content creator who's, on a lot of lists. He's on like a no-fly list. He's been banned off everything. He has, in my opinion, very objectionable opinions. But again, I'm not a social media network. I don't call myself a free speech network like GETTR continues to do. And he just got totally caught with his pants down here.
Say with the fact that if you're out there trying to organize and collect with a group, that not even just me, I mean, look at many people who've self-ID'd as being part of that group or part of that ideology.
Bro, I don't think you got an argument here, man. This sounds like complete bullshit.
Whoa. And what he's asking him about the group of people that follow this guy, the name they call themselves. All right. So essentially, Tim said, hey, why did you ban this guy? He didn't even use your platform. He hadn't broken any of your platform rules. Essentially, what GETTR did was ban him because they didn't want him on there in the first place, not because he broke any rules. Which I would have had more respect for Jason if he had just come out and said, yeah, he's like he's got really objectionable opinions. It's my network. I don't want him on there. Tough. Now, good luck balancing that against a free speech network, but I would have at least had some respect if he's like, hey, I don't like this guy. I think he's a piece of garbage. I don't want him on my platform. Tough cookies. Everybody gets a few. That's my guy. I don't want him. Could have said that.
I don't think you know anything about this group. I gotta be honest. I don't either, but this is just talking in circles. I've not listened to Nick Fuentes. I don't know a lot about him. I know that he's been banned across the board. I know that he's had trouble getting on planes. I can hear what his fans are saying, but I don't know. Maybe they're just lying because they want to support him. I really don't know. So it's really difficult for me to be like, to understand exactly what he did wrong. The issue for me is when I ask you, you don't seem to know either.
And at that point, Jason Miller immediately regretted being on Timcast IRL because in front of 40,000 people, he admitted he's no better than Twitter. In fact, in some ways worse, right? Every one of these conservative Inc. people on Twitter, conservative influencers, all astroturfed GETTR, talking about how it's going to be the best thing ever and it's free speech, but it isn't. And again, they didn't have to be, but they did, but they said it, not me. Again, unforced error.
No, I think
all you said is that he posted, who else here is a groiper? I'm like, well, what's a groiper? You don't know. You just read it in the media and they said something bad about him. Is that justification? For me, I got no idea. Like, I thought you were going to come on and be like, look, Nick Fuentes said this and he said this, and you got to understand we did research on groipers and found this, but you don't even have that.
Look, and I'm going to say on this that you're not going to make everyone happy when you're running a social media platform.
And immediately, that's it. Like, in that moment, he knew that he had effed up. Like, it's over. Now, will the conservative Inc. on Twitter and stuff still use it? Yeah, I'm not uninstalling it, but I do want people to know that of the options available, I still prefer Gab and Minds in terms of their technology. Minds had to deal with some censorship last year too, where they had to turn off their comment sections, things like that. These are not things that are easily enforced on Gab. Now, do you have some garbage humans on Gab? Yes, you do. But yeah, they make a block button for a reason, and you can just handle it that way. But I don't know. Not a good look for Jason Miller. I wonder why Torba wasn't there, but a huge credit to Tim Pool for sticking to it. I know he gets harassed from Knicks fans in the chat a lot, and a real investigative, real journalistic moment there for him, and I'm happy for him. And I'm glad we know this now, that GETTR is happy to just ban people because that's like what the big Silicon Valley people want them to do. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.